You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. Come on, and I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Alrighty then, and if you better be able to handle the truth if you're going to listen to or watch this program. In any case, welcome everybody. It's Ron Kelly Show. It's Thursday, Cinco de Mayo, Thursday, May 5th, 2022. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. I know I've been kind of missing out of action a little bit lately, but you know, it's sometime tonight. I guess I'll get to that. But anyway, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on Blog Talk Radio. .com, RonKellyShow.com. And right now we are on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube, and we're on Twitter Live as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Man, lots to talk about. I skipped out on you guys last week. I apologize for that. Make you miss me more. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's the Ron Kelly Show, everybody. And thank you so much for taking the time out from your busy day to check me out. So Dave Chapelle took over the news. Dave Chapelle is more important than the war in Ukraine. Dave Chapelle was more important than abortion rights. Just for a minute, it was all about Dave Chapelle. And, you know, we're going to get to that. We'll get to abortion rights as well. And when should you tell a friend the truth? Because, you know, when you tell a friend the truth, I'll dig into it a little bit more. But some people really, you know, as you hear in my opening, some people really can't handle the truth. And friendships have been broken up because one person told the other one the truth. So when is it safe to tell another person the truth? We'll get to that. And we'll talk about abortion rights, and we'll talk about Dave Chapelle and his security or lack thereof, because you know they shouldn't have got this guy runs up on the stage a la, I mean, he wasn't exactly Will Smith, and there are people who think that maybe Will Smith was the author of all of this. So these guys run up on the stage and they actually get to Dave Chapelle. Now, if they were my security team, you're all fired, because nobody was supposed to get anywhere near Dave Chapelle. And whoever that was, I mean, I guess we'll find out more about it a little bit later on, but he should not have gotten anywhere near Dave Chapelle. And if they were my security, you all are fired, because the guy could have had a gun. They say he had a knife. You know, it's just a good thing the guy was incompetent, because he really had an opportunity to hurt Dave Chapelle. He had an opportunity to hurt Dave Chapelle. And just like with Will and the Oscars, when Will got out of his seat, they should have moved in on him immediately. Yeah, if I was security, holding it to security, running security out of it, I'd like, look, go get him right now before he makes it. Go get him right now before he makes it to Chris Rock. And I just don't understand how this guy, whoever he is, got to Dave Chapelle. I guess I don't necessarily connect it to. I don't connect what happened to Will Smith. I don't connect what happened to Will Smith. I don't say it's Will Smith's fault, yada, 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 you know, because that was going to, you know, who knows when this guy got this idea that he wanted to run up on stage. And he paid a good price too, because I heard those tickets were very expensive. And so he paid, I guess he felt like he Uh, I guess he felt like he paid his way in, so I can run up here and do this. But on more seriously, though, I mean, they should not have gotten to him. They should not have gotten to him. I find that really weird that the security, you know, in any event, weren't ready to get this guy, because you can see the video. He jumped up on the stage, and it was a little bit of a distance between him and Dave Chappelle once he got up on that stage, but he sprinted over to him, and he was able to, do whatever it was he did with Dave Chappelle. And thank God Dave Chappelle didn't get hurt. But like I said, if they were my people, they would be fired. All right, I guess I need to let you guys know that the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises LLC, and are not those of my advertisers or anyone who supports the show. Shout out to Immigrant Port of Fuel Transportation. I'll get to that a little bit later on. Aaron Nazar's Tax Service. I'll get to that a little bit later on as well. I don't even know if I'm even on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's 16. It's 7 minutes past the hour, everybody. Shout out to my nephew, Ed Kelly, aka DJ Eddie Love Hate. DJ Eddie Love Hate, who's a little bit under the weather right now. I don't think it's anything like dramatically serious, but we keep him, my nephew Ed Kelly, aka DJ Eddie Love Hate, in your prayers. I think I'm going to be going to see him tomorrow. I believe that the procedure took place today, so I won't call him today. I'll give him a call tomorrow, give him a chance to recuperate and get the lowdown on what's going on with my nephew. All right, it's 8 minutes past the hour. You're listening to the Ron Kelly radio show. Yeah, Dave Chappelle. Wow, everybody was all flipping out over Dave Chappelle. And like I said, thank God Dave Chappelle's all right. But once again, to wrap that up, use my support. If they were my security team, they'd all be fired. They would all be fired. All right. Shout out to my people on YouTube Live and those of you who are watching on Twitter Live. I want to thank you so much for joining me on a Thursday, Cinco de Mayo. I wonder if everybody's out getting drunk right now. Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2022. I never celebrated Cinco de Mayo. I really didn't know, didn't really understand like what it was all about. So I never really celebrated Cinco de Mayo. It has some historical significance. And, everybody just jumps. I think it has some kind of Hispanic holiday or something, and everybody just jumps on the bandwagon for Cinco de Mayo. But it's today. So those of you who are going out to do the Cinco de Mayo thing after my show or whatever the case may be, make sure that you get a designated driver, because if you run into me and I got an ounce of strength left, you're going to be dead. So please, if you're going to go out and do the Cinco de Mayo thing, if you're going to go out and you're going to party hardy, whatever, like you just don't care, make sure you have a way. Make sure you have a way to get home. Okay, 10 minutes past the hour. So the big brouhaha about abortion rights, this comes at no surprise. I'm not at all surprised that abortion rights are in danger of being overturned, because the Republicans are the enemy of the state when it comes to abortion rights. And those the abortion laws that have been changed in the states that are run by Republicans are they make no exception for rape. Now, can you imagine? I mean, being a woman, you got raped and you are forced to have a baby. You can't find some help, especially, and it's more than likely that somebody in low income bracket, low income, poor women are going to be most exposed to rape, more so than middle class or upper middle class women. It's the poor women are the ones who are most susceptible to being raped. So the Republican legislatures in some of these states, Mississippi, Alabama, et cetera, have decided that there won't be a provision or an exception for rape. You can't have it. If you get raped and you get pregnant, you got to carry that baby to term if you're going to stay in that particular state. If not, then you have to leave your state and go somewhere else to get an abortion. So no exception for rape, no exception for incest. So if it's an incestuous thing, if you knock up your cousin or whatever, or a brother and a sister, God forbid, no exception for even that. It's just so unbelievable that they could be so narrow-minded and want to have. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense that you would want to be in. You would put a woman in a position where she has to have a baby. So you got to relive that same traumatic episode over and over again. You get mad, you go on your way home from work or whatever, to a quick check or to CVS, whatever the case may be, and the woman gets pulled into an alleyway and gets raped, gets pregnant. Now, in some of those states, she cannot. There's no exception for rape, so she can't get an abortion in some states. No exception for rape. You got raped, oh well, you're gonna have that baby. So you have to relive that nightmarish episode for 9 months while this creature's seed is growing inside of you. That's got to be like the worst nightmare while you're awake. Just completely unbelievable. Anyway, it's 13 minutes past the hour. Shout out to Ronald McCready, whose birthday I think is today. Ronald McCready, happy birthday, brother. And hope you have many, many more. All right, it's 14 minutes past the hour. We'll take a quick break. Come right back with more. It's Ron Kelly Show. And it's on blogtalkradio.com and RonKellyShow.com. Everybody, we're back. It's the Ron Kelly Show. For 41 years, minority owned and operated, Amaker and Porterview Transportation has provided safely and reliable transportation to and from your destination. Amaker and Porterview Transportation provides service to schools, churches, and medical transportation as well. Licensed to operate by the New Jersey State Department of Transportation, a late model fleet of buses and vehicles will make sure you get to and from your destination safely, and their courteous drivers will see to your needs during your transportation experience. They're located at 307 Arlington Avenue in Plainfield, New Jersey. Give them a call, 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. Or you can email them, of course, amaker.porterfield@verizon.net. That's amaker.porterfield at, it's that little A thing. which it took me a little while to figure out. America.porterfield at Verizon.net at 16 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. One clock says 7:24, the other one says 7:16. I don't know who to believe. Everybody's lying to me. Speaking of lying, so the war in Ukraine is going on. And, depending on who you are, a lot of people just don't give a crap about what's going on in the Ukraine. People just don't care. I mean, Putin every other day is talking nuclear weapons. And, we never heard, growing up into this stage of my life, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but up until this stage of my life, I never heard talk about anybody using nuclear weapons. Because in Nagasaki, Hiroshima, that happened. I wasn't here yet, and it was way off. And so now you hear people. The nuclear, the N word is being used a lot now. And it don't seem to faze a lot of people. Everybody just kind of goes through there. And I ain't saying you should go home and hide under the bed. That's not going to help you anyway if you live in a major metropolitan area. But I'm not saying you should go home and hide under the bed, but it's like nobody cares. It's like, whatever, And the fact of the matter is like we're inches, centimeters, millimeters away from all-out war with Russia, which will probably melt down into nuclear war. And nobody really cares, I know in my circle of people that I know, I hang out with, yada, 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 you never hear anybody even mention it. So I don't know if it's willful blindness or they just don't believe that there's going to be a nuclear conflict between the United States of America and the Soviet Union. Maybe they just don't care. But people are just walking around like, oh, well. And again, I don't blame you for that. I don't blame people for that. But, we've never been. The last time we were this close was when Nikita Khrushchev, who was the premier of the Soviet Union at the time in the 60s, late 60s, tried to put nuclear weapons in Cuba, which is only 90 miles off the coast of the United States. And that would have been a major advantage for the Soviet Union because, it would take at least a half an hour for a projectile to reach Russia from here. It would take at least 30 minutes. Now, if Khrushchev was able to put missiles in Cuba, which is only 90 miles off the coast of the United States of America, you could get a missile here in a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Boom. So President Kennedy, who was the president at the time, blocked any Soviet ships from docking in Cuba because those ships were carrying weapons. And we were close. We were close to disaster. But Khrushchev eventually did back off from trying to put those missiles in Cuba because Kennedy wasn't going to let him do it. Because it probably would have meant that they could have destroyed us and moved on. Because now it doesn't take a missile a long time to travel 90 miles as it does to take a missile to travel 9,000 miles. So, so shout out to the spirit of President Kennedy, who wouldn't let Khrushchev put weapons in Cuba. He had no other choice. So you hear him talking about nukes now, and you're like, wow. Shout out to Suzanne Newman. It says Key West. Key West, Miami, the whole East Coast. The whole East Coast. New York, Atlanta, North Carolina, Philly, DC. The whole East Coast would have been vulnerable. The whole East Coast. if we would allowed Khrushchev to put his weapons 90 miles away from the coast of the United States of America. Because you got to figure, if they had nuclear weapons in Cuba, it would take no time, a minute maybe, for a missile to go from Cuba to anywhere in the continental United States, especially on the East Coast, New York, Boston, Philly, Charlotte, North Carolina, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I mean, take your pick. Take your pick. 21 minutes past the hour. It's not tax time anymore. I think hopefully you all guys all got your ish together. But if you're looking to get them done, even if you're late, which you are right now, if you haven't filed yet, you can get that personalized touch. If you're looking for that personalized touch, you can go on over to my tax guy, Jose Arenaz's tax service. Arenaz's tax service is your tax specialist. And unlike those big assembly line tax preparers, Arenaz's tax service will answer all your questions and give your tax returns the attention that they deserve. Jose Arenaz's is located at 424 Lakeview Avenue in Clifton for the local yokels. You can get him a call, 862-238-7548, 862-238-7548, or 201-888-8011. That's 201-888-8011. And when you do, make sure you tell them you heard about it right here on the Ron Kelly Show for your special discount. Avenaz Tax Service is your new tax preparation specialist. A couple people asked me, have I seen Princess Love Mills, who used to do the show with me? No, I have not seen. I've seen certain posts on Facebook. To answer your question, I did see some posts on Facebook, Princess Love Mills. I mean, we're still friends, Facebook friends, whatever you want to call it. I didn't unfriend her, and she didn't unfriend me. So, and I have seen some posts of her. So, because I know people are going to be curious, like, what happened to Princess Love Mills and the Ron Kelly Show? Princess Love Mills lives in Maryland somewhere. Okay, so it wasn't that, if that's what you're thinking. It wasn't. I mean, I was compelled to say something because people were asking me behind the scenes, like, what happened with you and Princess Love Mills? Princess Love Mills decided that she wants to do something else. Yeah, it's fine. She didn't want to be on the show anymore. Okay. For whatever her reasons were, it's fine. So she's not on the show anymore. And she was cool. She was a good co-host. I know nothing bad to say about her. For those of you who are waiting for me to kick Princess Love Mills' back in, I'm not going to do that. We're cool. She was cool. She was a good co-host. She made went sideways. Okay, fine. But to answer your question, no, I'm not mad at Princess Love Mills. We haven't unfriended each other. We haven't really talked to each other since. It's not because I'm mad or anything like that. We haven't talked to each other since the last show. But, I wish Princess Love Mills well. I wish her well. Okay. Radio Man on the TikTok. Oh, did you know the Ron Kelly Show was on TikTok? Yes, indeed. If you are on TikTok, you've seen me. Okay. So, yeah, Ron Kelly Show is on TikTok. Ron Kelly Show was on TikTok. Okay. 25 minutes past the hour. Well, I am struggling here. So when should you tell a friend the truth? When should you tell a friend the truth? Because everybody can't handle the truth. They get mad when you tell them the truth. They want to believe the lie. They don't want to hear the truth. And see, you as a friend, have an obligation. But let me take a quick break. we'll come back with more of this radio program. It's the Ron Kelly Show, everybody, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. All right, we are back, everybody. Man, it sounds like John Wayne movie or something. McClintock, which I was watching the other day. Yeah, I was watching McClintock was on when I was down in Florida. I had an opportunity to watch a little TV in the morning. I mean, Atlanta, rather. And McClintock was on TV, and I watched it. Old John Wayne. You better get tough, kid. John Wayne. I did watch the movie. John Wayne was big. John Wayne was big things back in the day. John Wayne was like, let me see, who could I compare John Wayne like today? Because there's a lot of big movie stars today, more so than there was back in the day. But John Wayne was the big cheese back in the day. And I'm watching him. Maureen O'Hara was his wife. Big stars back in the day. Lily Munster was a very big star before she went to be Lily on the Munsters. Olivia de Havilland. No, that wasn't her. It was somebody else. I can't think of her name right now, but yeah. So I'm watching John Wayne. John Wayne was a big deal back in the day. Okay, so, when is it cool to tell a friend? When is it cool to tell a friend the truth? Not your truth, but the truth. You see, because there's a lot of us running around here, Facebook too, especially Facebook. There's a lot of people running around here with more than one personality. They being one thing when they're really something else behind the scenes. And some people are just like allergic to the truth. Some people are just allergic to the truth. Okay, and thank you, Suzanne, for letting me know it was Yvonne DiCarlo. Yvonne DiCarlo was Lily Munster. Yes, Yvonne DiCarlo was Lily Munster. Back in the day, you can watch the Munsters on not Decades, but the other one, MeTV. I think the Munsters still come on MeTV. So anyway, yeah. So when do you tell a friend the truth? Because some people are allergic to the truth. Some folks don't want to hear it. See now, and you're stuck in the middle because you're a friend and you should be telling this person the truth. Because I wouldn't say they were friends, but I've lost connections, associates, whatever the case may be, because I told them the truth. Because I want you to tell me the truth, even if you think it's going to hurt me. Because eventually, if you tell me the truth, it might hurt in the beginning, but in the end, it's going to help me. And see, people are, with this cancel culture and all this stuff going on, people are so easily bruised these days. People are easily bruised, like a peach. If you drop it, that peach is going to have a bruise on it if you drop it, the banana, if you hit it on the table or whatever, and you wait a few minutes, that banana's gonna. And we in our society is easily bruised these days. Now I talked about the nuclear thing earlier, and yeah, maybe that's why people are running around like there's nothing going on because they don't, But yeah, people are easily bruised these days because they don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear, not all, but people don't want to hear it, the truth, because the truth is going to hurt their feelings, basically. The truth is going to hurt their feelings. I was talking to somebody the other day who was running for office. I won't say who. And he was running for office in Patterson, for example. Now, of course, I'm not going to say who, but I'm trying to keep it real with this person. Somebody I thought I knew, somebody I thought I was, at least somewhat friends with. Yeah, somebody I thought I was a friends with, And then when I mentioned to this person, what I thought, I never heard from him again. Because people, you hear this speaking into existence. It's total nonsense, Speak it into existence. Like if I keep talking about it, it's gonna happen. All right, let me start talking about hitting the lotto. Maybe I'll hit the lotto. It's ridiculous, Or just because somebody tells you something that's not what you want to hear doesn't mean that it's negative. Doesn't mean that it's negative. It's just something that you don't want to hear. We use that negative word. That negative, we talk about being negative. We're quick to draw, quick draw McCall. Pew! We're quick to use that N word, negativity, because a person is not syncing with you on that day. And nobody has to sync with you. You see, I'm not going to tell. I want you to tell me the truth. And I'm not going to alter reality to spare your feelings. Because that's what's wrong with this country today. That's why we're in this cancel culture. And you can't say this and you can't say that. And these community standards on Facebook and these standards, terms of service, yada, on Twitter and Instagram and all of this stuff where you can't say this, you can't say that. So in other words, you can't tell the truth. You can't tell the truth. And then when it comes to friends, you can't, people who know me know I think that people who know me know that I am, people that know me know that I am direct. People know I'm direct. And I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking, whether I think you're going to like it or not. Because what would you rather have? Would you rather have somebody who tells you the truth, or would you rather have somebody who's going to lie to you to make you feel better? Me personally, I want somebody to tell me the truth, even if you think it's going to hurt my feelings, because guess what? It's going to help me in the end. It's going to help me in the end. Let me see. Suzanne Newman says, I think it's a fine line if someone is going to harm themselves or potentially harm. I think as a friend, you're obligated to be truthful. But what about if the person is not cute? What if they ask you, how's this dress look? Lots of relationships, lots of friendships have been destroyed, just like a husband and wife. And she comes out of the room and says, hey, honey, how does this look? And now you're like, now it don't look right. she got too much stomach for it or whatever, or not enough hips or not enough boobs or too much boobs, whatever the case may be. And now you're going to stand there like, because if you tell her the truth, it's going to hurt her feelings and she's going to be mad at you. So what do? We lie. Oh, honey, it looks great. Even though we're like, oh my God, I hope she takes that off. So we lie. Hey, honey, how does my hair look? And you think it looks terrible, but because you now don't want to hurt this person's feelings, so you're going to lie. It happens millions of times a day across America. Husbands lie to their wives. And I'm not talking about lying about tricking or lying about sleeping around or whatever. I'm talking about lying about the simplest things. Like, how does that coffee taste, honey? And it might be like, man, she's got to stay away from the coffee pot. But you're not going to say anything because you're going to tell a lie because you don't want to hurt her feelings. So we go into friendships. So we move into friendships now. Friendships where, we know each other. We're friends with each other. And we know each other. We're friends with each other. And we're not going to, I'm going to tell you a lie. Oh, I was right. No, you wasn't. But not to hurt that person, you're going to tell them a lie. Lamont Gates says the Rabbi Menachem Schneerson always taught, be nice and spare feelings, even over telling him her an honest opinion, unless it would save life or liberty. Yeah, that's kind of what Suzanne Newman said. It's a fine line between harm, self-harm, and whatever, and other things. Suzanne Newman says, hold on. Okay, everybody, I want everybody to see this. Suzanne Newman says, I think it's a fine line. If someone is going to harm themselves or potentially harm, I'm not sure how to bridge that. I think as a friend, you are obligated to be truthful. Okay. Lamont Gates says the Rabbi Menachem Schneerson always taught. Rabbi Menachem Schneerson was the Grand Rebbe of the Brooklyn Jews, Orthodox Jews, and he would be the person that anybody who's running for anything in this area would have to go and see the Rabbi Menachem Schneerson. And Lamont Gates says he always taught be nice and spare feelings, even over telling him or her an honest opinion. So what the Grand Rebbe is saying is lie. Lamont Gates, he's saying to lie. Suzanne Newman says, okay, again, it depends. I have a couple of good friends that we are very honest about those things. Yeah, because you got to be like brutally honest. Sometimes, because tell me the truth. For example, my show sucks. Say, hey, Ron, your show sucks. You need to flip it around. All right, thank you. Because I don't want to sit up here and keep doing a sucky show every week. And I don't want you sitting there and thinking that it sucks and not tell me something. Whatever it is, I want to know the truth. I want to know. I want to know the truth. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but tell me the truth. Tell me what's going on. Okay, everybody, it's 20 minutes past. It's 20 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, Lamont Gates says, yes, he taught differences between white lies and dark lies. And I mentioned that to somebody the other day about a white lie or little white lie, fib, whatever the case may be. Lie is a lie. It's big or small. If you tell your wife she looks good in that dress and it looks like a sack of potatoes, you lying. If I'm all cleaned up and I think that I'm good and you think that I look like Steve Urkel, let me know. Like, hey man, you look like Steve Urkel. It might hurt my feelings, but at least I can go and change. And I'm surprised that the Grand Rebbe would say something like that. That you spare feelings. If you spare feelings, you're telling a lie, Lamont Gates. If you're sparing somebody's feelings, you're telling a lie. So Lamont Gates says, so you would tell Nazis that the Jews live upstairs if you could spare them? Yeah, but that's a different situation, Lamont Gates. That's different. I mean, I tell the Nazis the Jews live upstairs. The only Jews that live upstairs get killed. I mean, in some cases you have to. I mean, to save lives. You got a lie. Yes, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. To save lives by telling a lie to save lives. Yes, I'm not going to tell them the Nazis. I'm not going to tell them the Jews live upstairs. And I hope the Jews are quiet. I hope the Jews don't start walking around before the Nazis leave, because then the Nazis are going to know that the Jews live upstairs. But no. In order to save lives, Lamont Gates says, "Oh, so you're not against lies." Suzanne Newman says, "Or not? Maybe that's the look you are going for." Steve Urkel, no, but no. I think that Lamont Gates. I think that. Check Lamont Gates' show out, NDE. Check him out on YouTube. I don't know what day or time he comes on, but near-death experiences. Believe it or not. Lamont Gates says, okay, so you're not against lying. And to save somebody's life? No, I'm not against lying. To save a life. Suzanne Newman says there is also truth in opinion. Opinions can be more hurtful than truth. Oh, yeah. Agreed. That opinions can be more hurtful than truth. But a lot of time, I mean, when you're mostly giving, you're telling somebody the truth about themselves. And more often than not, friends don't tell friends the truth. Husbands don't tell wives the truth, and friends don't tell friends the truth. Yeah. All right. Let me take a quick break, and you guys, thank you for your indulgence this evening. Let me take a quick break and come right back with more. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com. The Ron Kelly Show.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Yes, it is. It's the Ron Kelly Show. Everybody is on blogtalkradio.com and RonKellyShow.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, we are there. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on a Thursday night at Cinco de Nonsensico. And so people are going to be doing their thing tonight, I suppose. But once again, get a room. And if you're not getting a room, get if you're not getting a room, then get an Uber so you can take your ass home. In my case, no, I'm not against lies. I'm not against in the interest of saving someone's life. No, I'm not against lies. If you're trying to save somebody's life, not against lies whatsoever, not at all. If you're trying to save a life, I'm fully for lying. I'm fully for lying if you're going to save someone's life. All right, everybody, it's 15 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Show on a Thursday. It's May 5th. 2 days ago was my mom's birthday, May 3rd. peace be upon the spirit of my mom, Mrs. Albertine Kelly Gibson, who departed this world. It's been a while now. It's been about 15 years or so. She's been gone off to be with the Lord. Yeah. I have a tattoo right here of memorializing my mother. Right there. Yeah, right there. I got a few tattoos, but that's just one of them. Painful. So I'm on the plane, right? And I'm praying, like, please, nobody. I'm on the plane. I'm flying down south. And Atlanta, actually. And I did go to Florida too for a while. And I'm on the plane and I'm like, man, I hope nobody, because you read about people going off on the plane. Before I got on the plane, a couple of weeks before I actually got on the plane, they were talking about somebody who was flipping on the plane, just totally flipped out. And I've seen videos of people, flipping on the train. I mean, on the plane. And I'm like, wow, I hope nobody goes crazy while I'm on this plane. I hope that, that everybody behaves themselves. Because I was fully prepared. And we say, sometimes we do say what we would have done in certain situations. You really don't, and I agree that we really can't say what we would have done in certain situations. But I got to tell you, though, I would be like, I would be saying like, I would be, I think that I would want to do something. I don't know if I'd want to just sit there and let whoever it is act out on the plane. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would want to allow somebody to act, especially if they're sitting near me, because I'm already nervous because I don't like flying. I'll get on a plane now. I'm not morbidly fearful of flying, but I don't like flying, especially when the plane takes off. When it's landing, that's a different story. I'm good with the landing. But when the plane takes off, all that power, that thrust that it takes to lift that behemoth off the ground, I mean, it takes a lot of power to get the plane up to that speed, and then to push it up into the air. It takes a lot of power for that plane to reach 30,000 feet. So I was already a little bit nervous because I don't like flying. I'm like, why it's got to go to 30,000 feet? The flight is only going to take 2 hours. Why do we have to fly at 30,000 feet? But that's what they do. And forget about the turbulence. Oh my God. Turbulence. Everybody thinks the plane's going to crash once there's turbulence. About 10 minutes before the hour, Suzanne Newman says, there is also truth in opinion. Opinions can be more hurtful than truth. Yes, I did recognize that, and yes, but most of it is opinion. Most of it is opinion. Most of what we tell people is our opinion. Like the dress is ugly, your hair is jacked up, those earrings don't match. You tell old boy, the pants are high waters, whatever the case may be. And we, a lot of what we tell people is opinion. Suzanne Newman. A lot of what we tell people is our opinion. And then there's the truth. And like I said, I want you to tell me the truth. Don't tell me some, BS. Tell me the truth. And, because, and people have, friendships have gone down the tubes because one person was being truthful with the other one. So gone down the tubes. Yes. Yeah. So yeah. But tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Don't give me that, goody two shoes feeling and, speaking into existence nonsense. You ain't speaking nothing into existence. Anyway, it's 8.5 minutes before the hour. And you see, I am chomping at the bit to get up out of here and go have a cigar with, some people. Oh man, yeah, 8 minutes before the hour. So, the world is like, I just don't understand what's going on right now in the United States of America. Now, somebody leaked. That's never happened ever. With what the Supreme Court's intentions was leaked. That's never happened. That's never happened. Somebody did that, and I think they did it because they were trying to, I guess they want to prepare the country because it would be too big of a shock if they just came out and said Roe v. Wade is overturned. So I think that here I go with my conspiracy theories. I think that they leaked it. I think that somebody from the Supreme Court leaked it because they wanted to let the abortion rights activists down easy. So what better way to do that than to leak the report and say that they're leaning toward it. So once they do it, it won't be so you've already been warned rather than just doing it cold turkey. So that's what I think. But, because imagine if the COVID thing was a hoax, like Trump said. Imagine if COVID was a hoax. I'm not saying it was, but I'm just saying, imagine if it was. It would probably be the biggest. It would probably be the biggest hoax ever. So I think we're closing in on 1 million people just in the United States alone. 1 million people have died from the COVID-19 virus, and now there's an uptick in the infection rate, but nothing's going to happen. Did you see what happened? They had the Gridiron Club dinner, and everybody got COVID who was there. And then last week they had the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and everybody was there. It was packed, and nobody had on a mask, not even the president. So there's something going on there where they're trying to let us know that we're going to just have to live, just like with the flu and everything else and cancer and all these other things, HIV. These things we have to learn how to live with. And maybe 100 years from now, they'll find a cure after we're all dead. But nobody had on, and I watched the White House Correspondents' Dinner. See, I'm the only nerd that watches that stuff because I got to bring it to you when I come here. So that's a sacrifice that I make for you people. Anyway, because I know you're not going to watch the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So the Secretary of State has COVID, and Secretary of State has COVID, and everybody, the Speaker of the House had COVID. Everybody has it except for, and it's funny. The press secretary, Jen Psaki, who's leaving, I thought she was great. It's going to be hard to find a replacement for her. She's found the money. Jen Psaki has found the money. She's like, I'm out. MSNBC I believe she'll be working over there. She's going to be making money. So, hey, that's right. Monetize, capitalize on whatever it is that you're doing. But, yeah, so it's funny that the president hasn't gotten COVID yet, or his wife. Now, because everybody around him, Secretary of State, or I don't think the Secretary of Defense has gotten it yet, but Secretary of State, the Speaker of the House, Mitch McConnell, everybody in Washington practically has gotten the COVID-19 virus except for the president. Is it possible that maybe he did get it and they're not saying anything? Yeah. Inquiring minds want to know. And Suzanne Newman says, yeah, they replaced her. Her place. I don't know who's going to take her place, but it just happens all the time where people leave and go off, and hey, if MSNBC is going to pay her, whatever they're paying her, it's a lot more than what Biden was paying her. As a government worker, basically, it's a lot more than what he was paying her. So, okay, it's 3 minutes exactly before the hour of the clock say 8:05 because I started a little bit past 8 o'clock today. But yeah, make your money. I wish I could leave my job and go find a better job that makes some more money, a career. So she's going to be, and a lot of people have gone from, from being reporters and stuff like that, and they wind up being on MSNBC, which is a good thing. You're not filling their, they're not filling their roster with, with Princeton and Harvard graduates, They're filling it with people who've been out there, who've been on the street. Okay. And Suzanne Newman says, enjoy your cigar. And I most certainly will. All right, everybody, it's 8:06. We're going to break up out of here. I want to thank you, those of you who joined me. I want to thank you so much for your participation. And we'll see you back here next week for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show. So until then, everybody, I want to say thanks for stopping by, and and we'll see you again on the Ron Kelly Show. So I like to say it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, and that we may not have it all together, but together we can certainly, yes, indeed, certainly have it all. Thank you so much. And I think I'm done.